Here we have a Fender Champion II, new version, 50 watt. I got this thing hoping to have a nice little practice amp here at home and maybe take it to band practice. It's lightweight. I do like the weight of it. This is a used amp, but seemed like it was just an open box, kind of a return kind of thing. I decided to take a chance on it. Got it shipped in, took like a week to get here, and packed the packaging was flawless, no damage, no nothing. And the unit itself, when I got it out, it's no scratches, no smudges, no nothing. Doesn't even look like it's been used. However, when I turned it on, it had a slight weird issue last night where it just kind of seemed like it had a short, or the speaker was going out, or power drops in and out, volume levels are going in and out. Happened for about a minute or two, and then it just kind of balanced out. So I don't know if some moisture got into the system, because it did travel from up north down here to south in Texas. So it was a long time. It is quite winter storms and blizzards right now and stuff. So I don't know what the hell happened. But anyways, we're going to capture this here and see what this thing has, and I'll let you know my opinion. I'm using my Les Paul humbucker pickups. So we'll go to channel 1. All right, so let's do the channel 1. The treble and bass and EQ and all that is shared between the channels. So here's channel 1. Volume's like on 2.5, 3. Plenty of loud for being in the room and in the house. Treble pickup. So I'll go ahead and turn it up a little bit to 3. Hopefully that comes out across in the condenser mic very well. And like here in the room, it's very bright and pokey, almost to where it kind of hurts the ears a little bit. But I am the treble pickup, so let's go to the neck pickup. Keep in mind the treble is on 5, bass is on 5 too, and gain's like on halfway too. So that's the neck pickup. We'll go in between both pickups. So apparently, according to the manual, this is supposed to be somewhat of a blackface twin sound for the clean tone. I like twins. I've come to learn to like twins. If you saw my Fender Micro Plus video, I really started liking the twin out of that thing. So let's go to channel 2. And channel 2, let's see, I got the volume kind of similar. Let's just try to get it on 3 as well. Gain halfway. Treble stays the same because it's just shared. And the modify, I got all the effects off. So let's go to bridge pickup. So pretty good. I think that's supposed to be like a Tweed Deluxe or something. I forget what the setting is on that one. I know for sure the last one on this guy is supposed to be, I think the twin, the red one. I think the one before is a Deluxe. Sounds more like a Deluxe. So yeah, there's that one. What I was really interested in is hearing the distortion sounds, because some of the videos that I saw, it sounded like the distortion sounds were a little shaved off of the highs on the top. I kind of think now if I've tried this out, I kind of understand why. So we're going to go over to what should be, I think that's the first British one. I think it's the 70s. Let's switch channels. Just So you notice the volume difference is drastic between the distortion and the channel 1, which is, it's okay if you turn it up. And the other thing is having this low volume, it sounds, the distortions really don't come to life unless you push them too. So unfortunately it starts to get a little loud for practice home practice use. Let's go back. The waveforms really jumped there, the volume wise, so let's keep going up. That's a little more matched to what you would use live. So I was actually impressed by the distortion tones, but what I was hoping was that on low volumes, you know, here at home, I could do a lower volume. That's really loud for here at home, so I would want a lower volume. And it just seems that, you know, it kind of doesn't come to life as much on the lower volumes. I don't know if they compensated with the... Interesting enough, the Fletcher-Munson curve, usually lower stuff, lower volumes, you don't hear as much lows, you hear more mids and highs, I think, from what I remember. So it's a little interesting that the distortion seemed to, maybe they modified it to have a little more lows, or the speaker or something. I don't know, it's interesting. So yeah, it's really meant for something. I think the distortions are really meant to be played louder on this amp, just from my experience using this thing. Let's go into the first. I think it's red, green is 60s British, and then this should be the first one. I think it's British modded, so the high gain. So really cool, it's just, I don't like this. Go back to that one again. Let's just see if we can lower the volume. So yeah, let's get it back to breathing. Hopefully that's coming across, because I feel like you have to turn it up in order to get the highs going, because if, honestly, let's go to the low volume. Doesn't have clarity at low volume until I push it up, and even at that, it really got to... Let's push back up. So I feel like to get some clarity out of it, you either got to turn the volume up or turn the treble up. The problem with the turning the treble up is that it's shared with channel 1, and anything above 5 on the treble on channel 1 is, it's just really bright and plastic, like piercing, like on the top end for playing with that clean channel. Yeah, right there to me in the room, that's plenty enough treble, especially if I go to that's the bridge pickup, but if I go to the neck pickup, it's at the upper end of having enough treble there. But if I got to go to the distortion channel, I'd expect it to be a little brighter at lower volumes and not as bassy on the lower volumes. So I don't know if they did some compensation with this thing or what. Go back to 5 and 5. Let's go to the next channel. 5 volumes. I believe the green's supposed to be like a 90s or a recto kind of thing. I have a dual rectifier and I've done the knuckles pedal. And my first impression is it's in the ballpark, but it doesn't really have that fizz or extra grit that the dryness of low gain and dry that you have to really push a rectifier. But so it's kind of there, but it's all right. This is like ultra gain, the last one here. Again, there's plenty of treble for the clean channel, but if you go to the distortion channel, I feel like I want a little bit more treble, and not having that second channel with its own EQ is kind of hindering. So, I mean, I guess it's not bad at where it was, but definitely at lower volumes though, when you go low, almost like a lot of the high end gets lost, and I was hoping to play at lower volumes with this thing a little more often. I guess I could live with it being at low volumes and having it shaved off. So I guess it's all right, but the other thing, something about the effects, I'll try the effects here, and one thing that's funky to me is let's go with the delay. What I don't like is that you can't control the feedback amount. So how many times it repeats. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this kind of gives you the rate, my understanding. And then this is like the depth or the mix, somewhat. See, I can't control the feedback on it, so that's kind of a downside, but cool effect. And like nice effect, the button thing's cool. But the one thing that turns me off on this is if I set the tempo there, you can see the tempo. If I switch effect, it doesn't hold that tempo. 3, 4, 1, 2. Let's go really fast. I just want to test it. Okay, so it's going really fast there. Go off that effect. Let's go back. Honestly, let's go to modulation. Okay, come over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's really dancing. Switch the effect, the tempo's different. So that's one thing that, I don't know, that didn't sit right with me. I wish it was kind of hold tempo to some degree if you're going through effects, but I guess minor detail. I did try the headphone jack last night, and I compared it to the Micro Plus. I actually got better tones from the Micro Plus. This headphone jack was pretty cool. I mean, it does have like a cab emulation, but I feel like the models in here, my first reaction is that the models in here are maybe tailored for the speaker. So it did have a little more mid and high brittleness, not as much lows. I think maybe because the speaker's dark, and then that's a compensation. So the headphones didn't really have its own unique kind of EQ curve, and so it seems like the model's curve for the speaker is what you actually get in the headphones, and so the difference is that when you come out of the headphone, it doesn't sound as full as the speaker does when it's out. So Fender Micro Plus was actually a better ear headphone experience as far as the tone and EQ of that stuff. just wanted to capture a little bit of that for you guys. I was curious about the distortion tones on this thing, and finally got to try it firsthand. Now, as I mentioned, this was a used amp. I had that issue with this when I first turned it on for like 2 minutes. I don't know if this amp is actually working as designed. It seemed the first 2 minutes definitely was not. I don't know if it got moisture out of the system or what. Definitely wasn't my guitar cable jack, because I've used the same guitars over and over yesterday and today, and haven't been able to repeat the issue. I am going to return this amp though, because I don't trust with that digital issue. I don't know if this thing's working well. That's the main thing. Aside from that, the slight issues of going from channel 1 to 2 with that pokiness on the clean channel and the shared EQ, it's just not what I was expecting. I really wish could have maybe had the same voice, like tailored. It'd be great if we could do the tailoring here of like the EQ for one channel and it holds on one channel and saved in memory. When you flip to the next channel, it does live or something. It would be great, but yeah, that high end on the clean channel being too pokey, and then having to compensate for the distortion channels by having to boost it up loud, all of that is just, I don't know. I was actually impressed with the distortion tones to some degree. Like the quality of them, the tone of them was actually pretty cool. It's just when in combination with the two channels, it seems like they're not as level matched as maybe they could be. Like a lot of these voice settings on channel 2 maybe should be a little more volume balanced, because even going between one of them, let's see this. Cleans here. And then you go to a distortion channel. Let's see here. All right, so for example, the levels between these voicings are all a little different, so it kind of sucks that you have to adjust them. Really loud. You come over to the distortion. It's got a lot of highs shaved off and the volume difference, whatever. So, I mean, I guess it's only on one channel, the voicing, so you're not going to be using multiple voices on the same channel live. I mean, you're going to choose one and go for it. So then you just balance it between channel 1 and 2, but still, I don't know, something doesn't sit right with me with this amp, and the fact that the quality of this power cable on the back it's got a little wiggle, not just the cable itself, but like the actual framing jack that's recessed in there. You can actually kind of wiggle it up and down. So I don't know if that's unique to this amp, but that issue I had for the first 2 minutes where this thing was like shorting out or dropping volume and doing weird stuff, like almost like it was changing models or shorting, and I'd hit the note and it would barely hear the note, and then it would fizzle out kind of thing, and then come back up in volume, and it was weird. Like I said, I don't know if this thing is actually working as designed. I'd love to have the opportunity to try a brand new one, and hopefully it's working just as with this one as far as now when it's working. The distortions are pretty great. I love the clean tones. I love Fender clean tones. The tweeds, twins, deluxes. I really like the clean tones. It's just this clean channel as your only clean channel voicing, and switching to the other one, like the shared EQ, it's pokey on volume 1, and then having it's problematic for live for me. Anyways, hope you guys dig this.